If you're wrong, admit it. Within a minute's walk of my house, there was a wide stretch of virgin timber, where the blackberry thickets formed white in the springtime, where the squirrels nested and reared their young, and the horseweeds grew as tall as a horse's head. This unspoiled woodland was called Forest Park, and it was a forest, probably not much different in appearance from what it was when Columbus discovered America. I frequently walked in this park with Rex, my little Boston bulldog. He was a friendly, harmless little hound, and since we rarely met anyone in the park, I took Rex along without a lash or a muzzle. One day we encountered a mounted policeman in the park, a policeman itching to show his authority. "What do you mean by letting that dog run loose in the park without a muzzle and lash?" he reprimanded me. "Don't you know it's against the law?" "Yes, I know it is," I replied softly, "but I didn't think he would do any harm out here." "You didn't think? You didn't think. The law doesn't give a thinker damn about what you think. That dog might kill a squirrel or bite a child. Now, I'm going to let you off this time. But if I catch this dog out here, again, without a muzzle and a lash, you will have to tell it to the judge." And I did obey, for a few times, but Rex didn't like a muzzle, and neither did I. So we decided to take a chance. Everything was lovely for a while, and then we stalked a snake. Rag and I raced over the brow of a hill one afternoon, and there, suddenly, I saw the majesty of the law, astride a bay horse. Rag was out in front, heading straight for the officer. I was in for it. I knew it, so I didn't wait until the policeman started talking. I beat him to it. I said, "Officer, you've caught me red-handed. I'm guilty. I have no alibi, no excuse. You warned me last week that if I brought the dog out here again without a muzzle, you would fine me." "Well, now," the policeman responded in a soft tone, "I know it's a temptation to let a little dog like that have a run out here when nobody is around." "Sure, it's a temptation," I replied, "but it's against the law." "Well, a little dog like that isn't going to harm anybody," the policeman remonstrated. "No, but he may kill squirrels," I said. "Well, now, I think you are taking this a bit too seriously," he told me. "I will tell you what you do. You just let him run over the hill there where I can't see him, and we will forget all about it." That policeman, being human, wanted a feeling of importance. So when I began to condemn myself, the only way he could acknowledge his self-esteem was to take the magnanimous attitude of showing mercy. But suppose I had tried to defend myself? Well, did you ever argue with a policeman? But instead of breaking lance with him, I admitted that he was absolutely right and I was absolutely wrong. I admitted it quickly, openly, and with enthusiasm. The affair terminated gracious in my taking his side, and his taking my side. Lord Chesterfield himself could hardly have been more gracious than this mounted policeman, who only a week previously had threatened to have a law on me. If you know we are going to be revoked anyhow, isn't it far better to beat the other person to it and do it ourselves? Isn't it much easier to listen to self-criticism than to bear condemnations from alien lips? Say about yourself all the derogatory things you know the other person is thinking or wants to say or intends to say, and say them before the person has a chance to say them. The chances are 100 to 1 that a generous, forgiving attitude will be taken and your mistake will be minimized, just as the mountain policeman did with me and Rex. When you are right, let's try to win people gently and tactfully to our way of thinking. And when we are wrong, and that will be surprisingly often, if we are honest with ourselves, let's admit our mistake quickly and with enthusiasm. Not only will that technique produce astonishing results, but believe it or not, it is a lot more fun under the circumstance than trying to defend oneself. Remember the old proverbs. By fighting, you never get enough, but by yelling, you get more than you expected. Principle third. If you are wrong, admit quickly and emphatically.